Hello, this is Jim Clary, and as you probably know, I'm the Senior Geek. What we're going to address in this video is using Apple's password manager, specifically Keychain. Hopefully you've reviewed the first video or the previous video where we talked about two-factor authentication for your Apple ID. Let's do a quick review of that. So we go to settings, flip up here to our account, and we go password and security. And we want to make sure that we've got two-factor turned on right here. And trusted phone numbers now, I think we talked about before. The first phone number being your iPhone number, and the second one being another phone number from a trusted person, your spouse, whatever the case may be. And that is in case your phone gets lost or destroyed, or for some reason it doesn't work, you could still get into your Apple account by sending a verification code to the second number. So recommend that you make sure that you've got those set. Okay, now let's go make sure Keychain's on. You probably already have it on. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but let's go on down. So we go on down to passwords and accounts. So you go down to passwords and accounts, and you want to go to autofill passwords. Now, you want to make sure this is on. It probably is. I think when you set up your account, it turns it on. I'm not real sure. But anyway, just make sure it's on, and make sure the iCloud keychain is checked. Now, I've actually got another password manager that I'm using, but called LastPass. That's not the subject of this. It's not something you have to be concerned with, so you can ignore that on here. Okay, now let's go back to accounts. And if you've been using, if you already had Keychain set, then you see websites and app passwords. If you ever saved anything there, they will appear here. And we can take a quick look here at what we've got. I've only got one in here. You notice it did want me to use my Face ID. This is your list. You know how you got that yellow piece of paper upstairs or something, or tape somewhere on some other note. You either got it in notes or something on your computer, on your iPad, on your iPhone. You do not need that anymore. Repeat, you do not need that anymore. You could see them right here, and we could simply go over here, and if we wanted to see what one of them were, we could simply click on it, and oops, we could select it, I'm sorry, and we can see there that it shows both the username and the password. I've got them blurred out here so you can't see them, but I think you get the idea. So as we build through these, you will see you will start to add more and more passwords onto your system. So let's go take a look at that. So we move back from accounts, we move out of settings, and we just go back to our home screen, and we're going to jump over to one of our accounts and save some passwords in it. Since I've got the Dallas Morning News already loaded, let's take a look at it and see how Keychain helps us. So I'm going to open up the Dallas Morning News app, and you see here it says enter your email. Now notice down here I've got something called passwords. So what you simply do is you just click on that, and after it does a Face ID, it's going to bring me to Keychain. And you can see it's pulling up the Dallas Morning News, which of course is what I want to use. So I simply select that one, and boom, it puts them both in. Sometimes then you slide up a little bit to get rid of the Keychain password and sign in. That's it. That is all you have to do. It's the same idea if you're going to a website. Let's jump to that. So let's go to the Dallas Morning News, go back over to Safari. Now we can log back in, sign in, and again, you see down here, down at the bottom, it's got use your user ID. It was my email address, so of course I've got that blurred out, but that's what you want to look at. So we simply say to use it, and let me slide back up the home screen. Now we're going to review how Keychain helps us store information and generate a pseudo-random password for us, that is a strong password, for a new account. In this example, I'm going to use one of the apps that I've got, and that is the Washington Post. So I'm going to go on and select Washington Post. Remember, it's not unique to this. I'm just using this as an example. They use the little gear icon up here to create an account. So I simply go there, and a lot of them uses, like this one does, he uses a website. So we say, yeah, that's okay. Don't have an account, create one today. So I'm going to create one. I go over, give it my email address. So let me type that in. I'll be back with you as soon as I get that in. Okay, got my email address typed in here. I blurred it out, but believe me, it's there. Now we go to choose password, and here is where it is so nice that you can see Keychain has already generated a strong password for us, both for the first one as well as the to confirm that you've entered it correctly. I highly recommend that you use these. I'm going to repeat this. Don't use passwords that you've generated and scribbled down somewhere. We're going to go in a little bit later and show you how to change the passwords for those that you have done that with, because they're not secure. They're not random enough, as we talked about. Plus, you may tend to use the same password for more than one website. That's a big, big, big no. So let's let Keychain do the dirty work for us, the heavy lifting, if you would. So he's generated strong passwords for us, and I'll agree to their terms. So we're ready to rock and roll. So we sign up. So we select sign up. Okay. It says thank you for signing in. So we say okay. Now we're done with that. Now I'm logged in, as you can see here, to my email account. Now we're going to go investigate what happened over at Keychain. So let's zip back over to there. Okay, let's see if Keychain stored everything for us. So let's log out. So we're going to sign out. Now we're going to log in. Again, it wants to use our website. That you see down here, it came up and he says password for this website down here at the bottom. Again, I've got the email address grayed out, but you simply, this is Keychain. And a little key over here, Keychain. So we've going to select that, and when we do, it verifies me Face ID, turns yellow, which means Keychain putting it in. It's got my email address as well as my password. So we simply can say sign in from that, and away we go. Says thank you for signing in, and again, it's got our address. Now let's pop on over to Keychain, and we'll see what it's stored over there. So we go back up to the home screen, right, and we go to get to Keychain. Remember, you go to settings, you go down here to password and accounts. Password and accounts. Now we got 3 of them stored. So we see what we've got. Again, once it does it. Now you can see it's got the Washington Post here down at the bottom. So we want to select that. And you can see it's got your username and the password. And as I talked about before, see, this is your yellow sheet. This is your cheat sheet. This is the little text file that you've got stored on your computer. This is all you need. If I did want to copy and paste it for putting it somewhere else, let's say I was needing it somewhere else, you can simply say copy. And when you do that, it copied the password for you. So, can't emphasize enough the importance of using Keychain to allow it to generate these passwords. These are pseudo-random passwords, much, much, much more secure than what you would use. Okay, this video is getting a little long, so we're going to shut it off here. I've reverted back to my home screen. I ask you that you review the next video to take care of passwords that you've already set, particularly ones that you've made up. Again, it's very, very dangerous to use passwords that you have generated. So get out your yellow cheat sheet, but I'm going to review with you. You may already have it stored in Keychain. You may have been using Keychain because I mentioned it generally is turned on when you first installed your iPhone or your iPad. So we've probably already got it there. It's called, in this same series, it's called Password Review and Strengthening. So make sure you watch that video now, and then we'll be all up to speed where when you finish, you're going to have all pseudo-random passwords for all of your websites, and they're all going to be safely stored in Keychain where they're accessible to you on both your iPhone and your iPad. You don't have to worry about passwords really anymore from this point forward. Anyway, hopefully you found this video useful. And the usual information, if you give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Senior Geek would be most appreciated. And in closing, just like to wish you and say take care, and hope to see you on the Password Review and Strengthening video. Bye now.